The portcullis raises into the tower.
Nice.
Then I guess we just go
Sally
through.
forth.
And you continue on your way down the hill.
Ah,
Oh my
Dun, dun,
gosh.
dun.
that's a better ending point.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And so if you had climbed over or flown over, then the rocks would have
Right.
come. But
Ah.
Yeah,
no.
I specifically didn't fly over there because, hey, they have wings. I'm not going to go investigate those statues. Especially when the
So
other
it's
ones
all
started
downhill
moving.
from here.
Yeah, it's all. Yep, it's literally.
Yeah,
Okay,
we
we'll
sure
call it there.
we sure wouldn't have wanted this episode to end on a cliffhanger.
And 1 minute early for those of us who are
Hey.
time sensitive tonight.
On time.
I have to go to
That's
sleep.
nice.
Never.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Ooh.
I'm just over here drawing, so I don't know so much.
So we had a long discussion about treasure and then a bunch of other like mundane tasks, and we fought an annoying
Gotta
goat
go.
who failed at his only one thing he does.
Okay, the goat was funny though.
He was fun.
The goat was
Yeah.
extremely funny, but he was also
Sangzor.
annoying as hell.
Yep.
Fuck that goat. He seemed like just kind of a dick.
Yeah.
He
Yeah,
was.
that's it. He's just
He's
a
a
mountain,
goat.
mountain asshole.
Goats are really our dicks, actually. Most of them.
Right?
Yeah. When we go to the farm that's nearby our place, it's a petting zoo farm that you can feed the animals. And when you go to feed the goats, the older goats like push down the child goats like with their hooves so that they can get to the food
Wow.
instead. And they're already like
That's
they
fucked
eat
up.
so much because everybody's feeding them. They're like all fat. They don't need the extra food. And so
No, they're just assholes.
and you try to give the food to the baby goats, and they're like, they want it, but they can't really take it because their mouths are too small, so they just keep dropping it. And then another goat gets it. It's pretty funny.
Aw.
But I managed to
They really
break
don't
up
treat
break
their
up the
kids
food
well.
and then give it to the I break
Gee.
up the food and give it to the little ones, and they like it. They are so cute. That's my goat story.
Thank you.
Cute.
Oh, what was this? Oh, this was the rock one.
Yeah, I just revealed some.
Was it actually rocks?
It was, yeah, it's totally
Cool.
rocks.
I was like, they look familiar, but I don't know why.
Yeah. It's in the monster manual. Okay, well that's it for tonight's game. That was fun.
Heck yeah, it was.
And nobody died and got knocked off a bridge. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, someone died.
We're
the
gonna
goat.
be very, very
Although-
cautious about bridges.
You know what is funny? If it had have worked, that would have been the second character of yours that has been pushed off of something.
There's a D6 roll back in the chat if you look for it.
I saw
Came
that
up.
number 2.
Yep.
Yep.
Yeah.
I was like, what's he
And
rolling?
on my
there?
screen, the character list along the bottom goes me, which doesn't count. Ramses, Sasha, Fallon, Shabaka, Cora.
It's
Yeah.
true, mine
Sasha
too.
was in the second position.
So he was going to get it no matter what order we had come in there? Because he really...
He was the
convened-
one who was targeted,
Yeah.
and when he stood there, it was like I knew about the area he was going to attack from, and so
And he was the one standing exactly where he needed to. Right
Yep.
in the middle of the
Yep. Of course it had to be Session.
space.
yep. But it wouldn't have been nearly as bad. Yeah, I wasn't like worried about mortality.
Right.
You weren't trying to kill us with a goat. I'm glad.
No.
Honestly, kind of embarrassing if that's how one of our PCs died and crashed
Yeah.
by
They
goat.
Yeah, we had that...
should have
Totally,
named him
yep.
Stevie Ray, the greatest
Yeah.
of all time.
Yeah, greatest of all time. It would have been funny if you like we had this dramatic character death of Filbert by Strahd pushing him off a bridge, and we couldn't save him. We all tried to save him, and we couldn't. And then Sasha gets pushed and rolls down a hill to his
Sasha
death
gets fucking shoved ass
from
over
a stupid
fucking-
goat. And like
2-player fatalities: a master vampire and a goat. Yep.
Sometimes you get a master vampire, sometimes all you get is a goat.
Mm.
But yeah, wouldn't
Okay.
have been that bad.
So yeah, thanks for watching, those who are still here. Yeah, catch us next week, and we will continue returning
Speaking
to the
of
town,
which,
I guess.
I'm out next week.
Oh.
Yep.
Okay.
Actually,
Sorry
I'm
about that.
also out next week.
Oh, that's
So,
good timing then. Yep.
Oh,
Great
okay.
timing.
Should
For the
we?
week after.
Time.
Do you guys still want to play a some more Wild Beyond the Witchlight, or?
God, it's been a long time since I played.
Yeah,
I'd have to reintroduce myself to the character.
I think it's just basically Filbert, but he's an orc fisherman,
Yeah. Oh yeah. It's yeah.
fashion fisherman.
Yeah.
All right.
Tim, I think, or whatever.
I'm gonna go. Have a
Here.
great week, everybody.
Yes.
Okay.
Later.
Mm.
All right,
Later.
see ya.
I'm just trying to figure out how to draw Cora. My brain's like, I can't figure out her hair.
Did you
Her
get
hair's
your?
so
Did you make a
difficult.
spell selection?
Hamilton Fisher. That's him.
Not really.
Well,
Not really.
Now you have some more time.
I thought about it, but then I was like, because the Shield Guardian can store spells, right? But it can
Mhm.
only store up to 4th level. And I don't think warlocks can downcast. So I can't cast any of my spells into the Shield Guardian.
I would assume you can. There's just normally no reason to.
Yeah. I think you'd be able to do it because you can pick a 4th level spell. It's just upcast when you cast it as a warlock, but you don't. There's like why
Right.
you can still put that spell into it, and it will be a 4th level spell.
Okay, because that changes things. Because otherwise, I would only be able to cast like protection from evil and good into that little guy.
Yeah. No, I would assume you can downcast, or rather not upcast.
Because the other
Yeah.
option was just to cast like Eldritch Blast into that thing. If he can't get, he's not a ranged attacker. So imagine he just has a cantrip. He has stored inside.
One shot. Yeah.
One Eldritch Blast.
Better than nothing. If you need sometimes you just need a ranged attack.
Just need something. Just
So-
need one.
So yeah, it's a 1-shot, right? You only get.
Because if that's the case, the spell that I would probably load up into is Spirit Shroud.
Hmm.
The reason being is because that's just extra damage for it, and it's a bonus action, so it can trigger it as a bonus action instead of an action
And still
or
punch
whatever,
twice. That would be pretty good.
and still punch twice. Yeah, and then it would have the extra damage, which would be cool. That'd be nice. Also, I just think it would be kind of funny for this little thing, or this huge thing, I guess, would just have a little radiant damage.
How much radiant does it do?
It does. For every 2 spell slots above 3rd. So it does 1d8 extra damage, which it's a decent amount, and you can change it to radiant, necrotic, or cold.
Twice around.
And any creature that you would damage with it can't regain hit points, which is the upside. So if I have it punch a fucking vampire, then it can't regain HP.
Right. That's handy. But when are you gonna fight a vampire?
When am I gonna do that? When am I gonna do that?
Oh yeah,
I don't want Syria to die. I'm gonna get attached to this creature.
And he's
That's
got
my big guy.
no blood to suck, and he also regenerates himself. So
This is my big guy.
His regeneration isn't like turned off by anything either, right?
No, it's
Gains
not.
10 hit points at the start of his turn.
As long as he has 1 HP.
Oh,
The
what happens when he's
question-
at 1? Does that mean at 0 he's just dead? Never
That's
to be
the
revived?
I assume so. I
Ooh.
think you can fix it, but you have to cost money. It costs money to fix it. Well,
I don't know.
crafting an amulet,
I think when it's 0, like my interpretation would
might
be when
be.
it hits. If it ever hits 0, it's gone.
Yeah.
Otherwise, like, how do you get rid of it, right? Like that'd
My
be.
poor guy.
Yep.
Oh,
My special little
I
man.
didn't see this part. You can command it to guard you against attack, and then it takes damage for you.
I don't think I have to command it to
Even
do that. I think
even
it
at a
automatically does
distance.
that.
No, you have to
Yeah, I
either
think that
command it
automatically.
to attack enemies or to guard its wielder against attack. That means it can do one or
Yeah.
the other.
I'm gonna assume Cora normally has it just guarding her when it's not in combat. So the opposite would be because there's just like, hey, you can remain vigilant, so I don't have to.
Is that the ability that gives it the armor class? Gives you the armor class bonus, or is that a
So
different thing?
No, that's
it's
a
a
separate
different thing.
Okay.
So there says bound. As long as the guardian and the amulet are on the same plane of existence, they can telepathically travel, whatever. If the guardian was within 60 feet of the amulet's wearer, half of any damage the wearer takes is transferred to the guardian.
Oh,
So any
wow.
damage
Oh,
that
okay.
Cora takes, half of that is transferred to the guardian.
And there's
Wow.
down below it says another thing that you can choose to guard the wielder against attack, and if the attack threatens to injure the wearer, the construct can magically absorb the blow into its own body, even at a distance.
That's what the bound thing is. That's what the stat block is saying. The bound is the 50% of the damage goes to the shield guardian, 50% goes back to Cora. 50-50. The major thing is the reaction of shield. When a creature makes an attack against the wearer, the guardian grants a +2 bonus to the wearer's AC if the guardian was within 5 feet. So because Cora is sitting on top of the guardian, she has a +2 to her AC.
Well, this is down below under Master's Amulet. I think that's an ability you can do with the amulet as well as all these abilities of the creature. Right? Because the creature has these abilities.
Is in the stat block. That's what it says.
It's
the bound.
The bound says it's always on, right? You see where it says that? You can
when the shield guardian is magically bound to the amulet, as long as the guardian is within 60 feet of the amulet's wearer, half of any damage the wearer takes is transferred.
Yeah, I think that is always
true. So I'm going to
true.
assume.
I think that's always true. Like, that's an innate ability, right? But down below, it says, a shield guardian solitary focuses to protect the amulet's wearer. The amulet's wearer can command the guardian to attack its enemies or to guard the wielder against attack. If an attack threatens to injure the wielder, the construct can magically absorb the blow into its own body, even at distance.
Which I assume is the bound in the stat block.
Yeah, maybe that's what it means. It's not exactly clear.
Because I'm not gonna give myself more when it's not in the stat block. So I'm just gonna take it at face value in the stat block.
It seems like
From a
it's just-
gearhead perspective, this is like listening to Ford versus Chevy guys bench race.
It didn't actually do that. Sounds more like nerd arguments to me.
Yeah, like two comic book guys from The Simpsons.
It doesn't specifically say that. All right.
Imagine I just load up another counter spell in the shield guardian.
I still haven't
Just
ended
keep on bouncing it back and forth.
Help.
Still haven't ended the stream, so I should probably do that.
Oh, yeah, you gotta be more prompt on that, man.
Yeah. Although sometimes I like recording these little conversations at the end because they're kind of fun, but
yeah, you gotta be real clear about when we're on and off stream.
Yeah, because something could be. Yes. Okay, I'm ending the stream now. Bye.